Alright, so what we're going to do is just create a very generic lanky character, just so we can kind of practice playing with these primitives. So let's start with making the torso of our character. So I'm going to go up to the top here, go to Preference, hit Initialize ZBrush, and then just hit Yes again. Then I'm going to go over here to my Simple Brush, and I'm going to grab my Sphere 3D. I'm going to drag this out, and I'm going to hold Shift to snap it. And then I'm going to hit T to go into edit mode. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit X to make sure my symmetry is on, my floor is on, and I'm going to create a very low resolution version of this that's all triangles. So I'm going to hit Shift F for a second just so you can see this. Notice that it triangulates at the top, and I want to create a sphere that is almost all quads. That means four edges, a face with four sides. So I'm going to go over here to deformation, or I'm sorry, I'm going to go over here to geometry, and or I'm sorry, deformation. Oh, I'm sorry, I never made this thing on Polymesh 3D. So let's go up here and turn on Make Polymesh 3D, and now it allows us to edit it. And now when we go to geometry here, you can see we have a bunch of new options, and one of them is Zremesher. And you want to make sure that you have X on so that when we remesh this thing, which make a lower poly version, it does it symmetrically, right? So my target polygons, I'm just going to bring it all the way down to 0.1, and I'm going to hit Zremesh. And you can see I get a much smaller version of this. And I'm going to hit it a couple times until all of my, I get a nice smooth transition like this. See that? So now I get a little bit cleaner lines. The next thing I'm going to do is just shape this into a generic lima bean body shape. So for that, I'm going to use my Move tool. So I'm going to go ahead and hit B for brush, and then I'm going to go down here to Move, but I want to look for Move Topological. Now notice that if I hit M on my keyboard, M as in Mark, you'll notice that it highlights only the brushes that start with an M. And if you look up here in the corner, there's a T. So if I press T, it's sort of my shortcut for grabbing my Move Topological brush. Now, if I hit S for size, I can drag my brush up. And what I'm going to do is just shape this so that it's a little bit more, like I said, it fits a little bit more like a lima bean, more like a torso. So from the front view, kind of just pushing in the sides here, flattening it out. This. And then from the back should arch in, so something like this. And you'll notice it's starting to flatten out. So if I hold shift and I just kind of tab it once, it starts to average out or smooth out those vertices. So this doesn't have to be perfect. We're just kind of playing with shapes here. So I'm going to make my character with a little bit of a belly. And same deal. I'm going to hit shift here, just kind of smoothing it out. So again, I'm holding shift as I move. I'm looking to get a shape that looks something like this. And then to smooth it out again, let's see, holding shift to kind of give myself a little bit cleaner. Let's give him a little more chest. So something like this is good. Like that's a nice profile view from the front. Looks pretty good. We want a shape that looks something like this. You're welcome to make your character thinner or bigger. What we're doing is we're just creating a very generic looking character. We're not adding any muscles. We're not doing any of this stuff. This is more of just an exercise to help us learn ZBrush a little bit more. Something like this. Perfect. All right. What we'll do next is we'll create the arms in the next video.